So production has obviously been a massive part of this coursework, and I wanted to push myself to become a little more creative, adding animation to my sequence, like you see on titles that I've analysed, such as Good Luck Charlie and Wizards of Waverly Place. I did some research and I found that Adobe After Effects was the best software to do this with. I'd never used it before and I thought I'd show you the process of how I edited my introduction shots for each character. So first, I'll just move this out the way. Okay, so as you can see, I have different sections for the whole sequence under the name photo and then a number. Each section is for a different video that you'll see in the sequence. For this intro shot, I'm going to use photo 5 and I've uploaded the clip, so I'm just going to drag it down into the main work area. Okay, so now the clip is there, I'm going to resize it to fit the black layer behind. You can do this two ways. You can resize it by moving the corners like I'm doing now, or if it doesn't give you this option, you can click on Layer, Transform, and then select any of the three of my cursor is highlighting at the moment. You can use whichever works for your clip. When I'm resizing, I keep going until a clip is in proportion, because I don't want it to look too squished, because that's unrealistic. So now usually there are bits in the clip that I don't want to use, as each shot only runs for a short amount of time. So I move the needle to the point where I want to cut the clip. To cut out the bits I don't want, I click Edit, Split Layer, and then delete whichever section layer either side that's not needed. Once this is done, I drag the remaining part of the clip over right to the start. Okay, so now I'm just checking this is the actual bit that I want, just in case. If you do delete the bit that you want, then you can press Ctrl Z, or on a Mac, Command Z, and then it'll just bring it back and then you can just start again. Okay, so now I want to change the colour of the clip just to make it look a bit brighter to fit the Instagram like perfectness. So I'm going to click on Effect Controls and then Effects and Presets. Sorry, my laptop's a bit slow. Okay, so then to brighten it, I'm going to use Curves. Hold on a minute. Okay, so you can just select wherever you want on the line and just move it up or down and just select the brightness that you want. I don't want it too bright, as then, you know, you just won't see them. They'll blend into the background and you don't want that. I just want to make the background look a bit brighter. Okay, I'm happy with that. And next because it's gone quite white, I want Josh to be a bit tanned, so I'm going to go on Hue or Saturation. And just scroll down, it'll pop up in the Effect Controls section. So I'm just going to higher up the Master Saturation. I'm not really going to bother with the Master Lightness, but you can play with it and see which bits that you want. But for all my other clips that I've edited in the same way, I've just used these two effects. You can look through the rest of it, but that's what I'm going to use. So now you can see that my clip doesn't actually fit the time frame that I've actually set. My time frame is up to 1000 and it only lasts about 300. So what you're going to do is you're going to duplicate the clip so there won't be any white backgrounds on the whole animation. So to do that, you can press Ctrl D or Command D on a Mac, and then just drag them across, but make sure they overlap in some kind of way so there's no break in between each duplication. So now you've duplicated your clip, because it's an introduction shot, obviously I've got to have the character's name and the actor's name on it, because that's just a usual title sequence. So just click the text option and just type in whatever you want. I'm just going to type it there. I'm just going to select it because I want to move it over because that's just going off the clip at the moment. Hold on. Okay, so move the text wherever you want. I'm going to mainly try and keep it at the bottom of the screen because I just feel like that looks better. Okay, so now if you want to change the font, you just click on that down arrow that I've just done. And I downloaded this font. It doesn't actually come with After Effects, but I quite liked it. It's off DaFont online, so you can just download them for free. That's what I did. And you don't have to have it all one font. You can just highlight some of the bits that you don't want in that font and click a different one. So I'm choosing a Bremer. I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. I just think that the character's name looks better smaller because we really want to focus on the actors in the title sequence, not the characters. So I'm just going to make that smaller, and obviously make the actor's name a bit bigger. So I'm just going to maximise that probably a bit bigger to 100. Yeah, I'm just going to move it over because that's just overlapped. Okay, so now if you want to change the colour of your font, you can just click on the square next to the font buttons and stuff like that. I've chosen like green for the nerds. I don't know why, I just thought it suited him better. But yeah, you can just click on that square and you can click on any kind of types of shades of that colour that you want. I'm going to go for a bit of a lighter green for the character's name. I've changed my mind. I want to enlarge the text a bit more because I feel like that was a bit too small. You find that I've done this on most of my other introduction shots because I just want to make the name more obvious. If you want the text to stand out more, you can click the smaller square underneath the main block colour, and it'll give it a little highlighted edge around, so you can click that on whatever colour you want. Right, so now we're going to start animating the text. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click the text layer and split layer again using by edit and just delete the bit I don't want. I'm going to pick a point drawing the clip where I want it to appear, and I'll just split it from there. So to actually animate the text, you just click the drop down arrow from text and you click animate, and you can choose whichever animation you want for that text on this list. But I've chosen scale because it makes the text pop. So to do this, you're going to have to select range selector. For the start, it's got to start at 0%, for ends 100%, and for the scale, we want to change the 100 to 0, so it starts from nothing at the beginning. Then just drag the pin or time pointer or whatever you want to call it to the bit where you want it to start animating, and you click the keyframe so it'll mark the place. I don't want it for just characters to be animated one at a time. I want lines, but you can choose words or whatever like that. But I'm going to choose lines, and then click the keyframe again, and then I'm going to drag where I want the end text to appear to be full on. And then once I've selected that, I'm just going to move the start from 0% to 100%. So as you can see on the actual clip, the text goes from nothing to exactly how I typed it. So I'm just going to check that. This may be a little laggy or slow because, as I told you, After Effects is really slow on my laptop. I know there's ways to speed up the preview, but I don't have enough time to do that basically, so I'm not going to. So you're just going to have to bear with. But as you can see, the text is moving, and that's exactly how I want it. You can use other animation if you do want, but I just preferred that, and I've done it on all my other introduction shots. Okay, so just check all the settings for that, and you can just close them then. So now, because you duplicated the clips, you're actually going to have to duplicate the text as well, so they match the clips. Okay, and so that's how I edit my introduction shots. I just thought I'd show you the kind of sections. I'm a beginner, so I don't really know the technical terms, but I will show you the sections that I have. I've got a range of photos, captions, and like usernames and stuff that I can edit myself into the animation, so it actually comes across as believable as an Instagram post. But yeah, that's how I edit, and hope you like it in my actual opening sequence.